Chrysler is going through the bankruptcy process in an effort to emerge as a viable automaker. That could come into play as soon as June 15th when the plant here in Shreveport shuts down for 5 weeks. Pretty much anything can be used as a weapon. For instance, Chrissy, if you're at your house and you get attacked, this vase is no longer a vase, but a way to inflict some pain on a criminal. Something else for Barksdale to get excited about, there's still the possibility of Cyber Command coming here. Jerry will have to wait and see what kind of impact Global Strike Command will have on getting Cyber Command. Though he only has a few weeks left, Buddy DeBoe says he's confident he'll get rid of his entire fleet by the deadline. A huge crowd. Take a look at this crowd behind me. Organizers say over 1,400 people RSVP'd. Of course, most folks out here are angry over the size of government. Always have extra cash on standby so you can buy things like gas, baby formula, and dog food. Checking your world news tonight, an anti-government demonstration in South Korea ended with a clash between police and protesters.
Ryan.
And you could tell he was embarrassed.
He was so embarrassed.
All
but
right.
You know what? We'll take it. He's a hero.
Exactly. Thanks, Spoon.
Sure.
Since 1945, the Colvin family has been selling General Motors vehicles in Spring Hill, Louisiana. But co-owners and brothers, James and Bob Colvin, say they aren't just salesmen, they're passionate about GM vehicles. Okay. Just ask Bob to show you his 1975 Corvette. The Colvins plan to sell GM cars for many years to come, but 3 weeks ago they found out GM had other plans.
The FedEx truck drove up, they told us the FedEx truck was going to come, and they walked in and handed it to me. And we knew if you got a FedEx letter that you were on the list to be removed. And so we opened it and read it, and we were shocked. We were totally surprised.
So the Colvins decided to get proactive. Without an appointment, they flew to Detroit.
Went to the Renaissance Center where the Detroit world headquarters are for General Motors, and planted ourselves in the lobby and called them and said, we're here. We want to talk about Spring Hill Motor Company.
A little intimidating probably, you know, but I think they felt like the only way they could get rid of us was to spend some time with us.
The Colvins made their sales pitch to GM executives.
We told them how bad we wanted to stay and what we had done for the community and for General Motors, how passionate we are about Chevrolet and the General Motors product. And we told them we wanted to be part of it.
They left not sure they'd changed their minds, but Tuesday night the prayers of everyone at this dealership and the community of Spring Hill were answered, delivered once again by FedEx.
We got the packet that said, looking forward to being with you in the future.
The car was decked out with lights, a cage in the back, scanner. So this guy was out there definitely imposing as a police officer.
Garrett Barton was arrested Thursday night at Town Oaks South Apartments when a Caddo Parish constable noticed him knocking on apartment doors clad in what appeared to be a police uniform. The constable called Shreveport police for help. They came and put Barton in the back of the patrol car, but police say somehow, and they aren't sure how, he managed to escape.
He was still handcuffed as he fled the scene.
Several hours later, he was caught again, but police still have a lot of questions. The biggest question, why'd he do it?
I've heard everything from he's been seen wearing apparel from a Caddo Parish coroner. He's been posing as a federal agent. So this guy definitely has an identity issue or a fetish, if you will, you know, with law enforcement as a whole.
Vicki Evans is a resident of Town Oaks South Apartments and says she's noticed Barton's car before.
I really did think that it was a police officer's car. So yeah, it was that realistic looking.
Since she often looks after her granddaughter alone, she says this incident serves as a big reminder. This story begins 32 years ago when Joellen Cottrell gave up her baby boy at a hospital on Barksdale Air Force Base.
They took him from me. I only got to hold him for a split second.
For years, Joellen searched for her son, but never found him. She eventually moved away from Louisiana and had more children, but she did not keep her son a secret.
My girls always knew they had a brother. I knew it from the very beginning. And I've always looked for him.
But it was Joellen's daughter, Candace, who eventually found Joellen's son, Jamie.
I never thought that it would happen like this, ever.
What makes this story so interesting is the brother that Candace was looking for lived across the street from her for about 8 months.
We were sitting one day talking, and then they said, well, you know what? I had a brother in January 27, 1977 that was adopted. I'm like, well, I'm adopted. And when we started talking like that, and like, well, my mom was 16 with red hair when she had it, when she had And I'm like, well, my mom was 16 when she gave me up for adoption.
As soon as Joellen heard,
She started telling me details of everything, and it all fit.
she drove all night to meet her son. Though all the details fit, they decided to take a DNA test just to make sure. We were there when the results came in the mail.
I'm nervous. I'm shaking. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
But as it turns out, Jamie had nothing to be worried about.
Give me a hug.
The results said that Joellen was Jamie's mother. The probability, 99.995%. Jamie's adoptive parents were there and say they are more than happy about this new stage in their son's life.
It was so full of joy, and it just almost knocked me out for joy.
It was just surprising that they lived across the street from us for 2.5 years. But when they told us, we said, it's the greatest news it can be.
Now that Jamie has found both his birth mother and a sister he never knew he had, he says it's time to make up for lost time.
I'm overjoyed. I am, I feel like a weight has been lifted off of me, and I can move forward, like a new beginning.